You know, many of us want to play in a basketball shoe that performs good on the court at a very affordable price. There may be some exceptions, but generally we don't always get that from the big brands. It's either the shoe is good, but it costs more than what we are willing to pay for, or the shoe is cheap enough but just doesn't cut it in terms of performance. Well, look no further as there's one recently released shoe that gives us both. I'm not talking about the Nike Precision 7 or the GT Cut Academy. I'm talking about the Peak Ranger 2.0 SWR, so let's talk. Welcome back, this is Fresh Bear. Smash the thumbs up button, share this video to your friends, follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. That said, let's dive in. For the base material of the upper, you have open mesh with fuse backing throughout. The toe section has TPU film reinforcement against toe drags, and the toe box itself has perforations. The tongue feels soft, porous, and flexible, and these things should give the shoe adequate heat release, perfect for summer basketball. Meanwhile, the lacing system, including the laces, looks standard. You have 5 eyelets plus 1 lace loop at the bottom. At the collar, there seems to be enough foam padding for step-in comfort. There's also an internal plastic heel cup for heel containment, together with a synthetic leather panel at the base of the heel. So far, the build of the upper is standard, nothing out of this world, but the upper materials feel sturdy with their on-point quality. I'll still put this to the test, but so far so good. For the primary cushioning, you have Peak Tai Chi for the midsole. It's mostly exposed except the heel where it is walled by a TPU frame. Now, if you haven't played in a Peak shoe with Tai Chi midsole before, let me tell you, it feels soft to the touch. But more than just soft to the touch, it has really good compression and it doesn't bottom out too fast. Think of it somewhere between Lunar Lawn and Cushlon. It's not as stiff as Cushlon and it's not as soft as Lunar Lawn. For me, it's just the perfect setup. So with that said, I have high expectations for the cushioning, just like in the other Peak shoes with Tai Chi cushioning I have played in before. The last one being the Peak AW1 Talent. I did a comprehensive performance review on that before. Go ahead and check it out if you need to. But like I said, the Peak Tai Chi midsole is one of the low-key better midsoles out there right now. And I say this out of experience. For the outsole, the shoe uses solid rubber with herringbone for the traction pattern, mainly divided into 2 sections. The lateral section has thicker grooves and wider spacing compared to the medial and back section. There's also a traction pod below the ball of the foot, and it has thin and pliable radial herringbone pattern. Now, Peak calls the outsole SWR. According to the brand, SWR is a special rubber compound that maintains grip on both indoor and outdoor courts. So far, the rubber feels tacky to the touch, which is initially a good sign for traction. I've played in many Peak shoes over the years, and one thing I like about them is that their rubber outsoles have drastically improved, so I expect the court grip in the Peak Ranger 2.0 to be just as good, probably even better, but stay tuned. For the fit, go one size down based on your regular US sizing. So if you normally wear a US 11, go get a 10. Go one size down as well if you have wide feet, as the shoe's last can accommodate wide footers and the toe box itself is soft and flexible. Now for the pricing, pairs go for 2,996 pesos in the Philippines, which is roughly equivalent to $55. The Peak Ranger 2.0 SWR is basically at the budget tier for basketball shoes in terms of price, but that doesn't mean that the performance is budget level as well. You'd be surprised to find out that Peak actually has really good basketball shoes that are very affordable, much better than Nike's Precision line based on a cost-benefit perspective. And now we have the Peak Ranger 2.0 SWR for the testing, and I expect this to perform just as good. Stay tuned for my performance review, but in the meantime, let me know what you think about the Peak Ranger 2.0 SWR. Post your thoughts in the comments section, smash the thumbs up button, share this video to your friends, follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. This is Fresh Bear, thanks for watching, peace and love to the fellow underdogs.